Have you ever sat across from someone and wondered what they were thinking? Imagine if you could read people's emotions and intentions just by noticing subtle signs without them saying a single word. Today, we're diving into a skill almost everyone secretly wishes they had, the power to read minds. Now don't worry, this isn't about supernatural powers or magic. When we say read minds, we're talking about something grounded in science and psychology. It's the ability to understand people so deeply that you can almost sense what's going on beneath the surface, even when they're saying very little. Think about it. How often have you wished you could know what someone was feeling or thinking? Maybe a friend seemed off, but you couldn't quite put your finger on why. Or maybe you were in a job interview and you wanted to know if you were making a good impression. Imagine being able to pick up on these silent clues with ease. That's the power of mind reading. In this video, we're going to explore how you can start tuning into these hidden messages. It's not magic. It's a combination of psychology, body language reading, empathy, and mindfulness. These are powerful skills that, with practice, can help you connect with others on a deeper level. Whether you want to understand friends and family better, improve your relationships, or feel more confident in social settings, these techniques can give you an edge in almost any interaction. When we interact with others, we're constantly giving off subtle cues, maybe through a slight change in tone, a glance, a shift in posture, or even a pause between words. These small details reveal more than we realize and more than words often convey. Developing the skill to pick up on these cues requires careful observation, empathy, and consistent practice, but it's a skill that anyone can master. You're likely already picking up on some cues without even realizing it. All it takes is awareness to bring these abilities to the next level. Throughout this video, we'll cover 4 powerful techniques to help you get started on this journey of mind reading. 1. Body language fundamentals. This is about recognizing the physical cues people give off without realizing it. We'll cover everything from posture to facial expressions and how these small movements can reveal what someone is truly feeling. 2. The art of listening beyond words. Listening is more than hearing someone's words. We'll discuss how to tune into emotions and intentions by noticing tone, pauses, and even the rhythm of speech. 3. Empathy and intuition as mind reading. Tools. Empathy is a powerful tool for understanding others. Here you'll learn how to use empathy to recognize emotions and pick up on subtle feelings. 4. The role of mindfulness in reading people. Finally, we'll explore how staying present and mindful can make you more attuned to others' hidden cues, like shifts in mood or energy. Mastering these skills can transform your relationships and interactions. Imagine being able to tell when a friend is holding something back, even if they're smiling and saying everything is fine. Or picture knowing when a colleague is truly excited about a project, even if they're being reserved. This isn't about manipulation. It's about connecting on a deeper, more authentic level with the people around you. It's a way to bring more empathy, understanding, and awareness into your life, and to become someone that others feel truly gets them. So let's begin with the first aspect of mind reading, understanding body language. Even without words, our bodies are always speaking. Sometimes these non-verbal cues speak louder than anything we say. Once you know what to look for, you'll be amazed at how much you can understand about someone from just a single gesture. One of the most powerful ways to read minds is through body language. Think about it. Our bodies often reveal what we're feeling, even if we're trying to hide it. It could be a glance, a subtle shift in posture, or even the way someone stands. These non-verbal cues can say so much, often louder than words. Once you start noticing these signs, understanding people feels like a whole new skill that anyone can learn. Let's start with some foundational body language cues, movements and gestures that people often do unconsciously, and what these might mean. So let's start with eye contact. You've probably heard the saying that the eyes are the windows to the soul. There's a lot of truth to that. Eye contact, or the lack of it, can tell you a ton. When someone holds eye contact, for example, it often means they're engaged and interested in the conversation. But if they're staring a little too intensely, it could be their way of trying to assert dominance, almost as if they're challenging you. On the other hand, if someone keeps breaking eye contact or looking down, it might mean they're feeling anxious, uncomfortable, or even insecure. Something as simple as how often a person blinks can reveal stress or nervousness, especially if they suddenly start blinking more during a conversation. Blinking is one of those subtle cues that our bodies do involuntarily. It's fascinating when you notice it. Now think about posture. How someone stands or sits can say a lot about their confidence or even their mood at that moment. When someone's shoulders are relaxed, with an open, upright stance, they're usually feeling comfortable or confident. But if they're sitting with their arms crossed or their body angled away from you, it can mean they're feeling defensive or maybe even uninterested in the conversation. Even something as simple as leaning in or away from you can say a lot. Leaning in often shows engagement, while leaning back might indicate they're unsure or maybe not entirely invested in what's being discussed. Then there's hand gestures. These are like little amplifiers of emotion. If you see someone speaking with open palms facing up, it's usually a gesture of openness or honesty, like they're not hiding anything. But when people start fidgeting or touching their face or hair, it can be a sign of nervousness, uncertainty, or sometimes even a little bit of discomfort. Now let's get into facial expressions, specifically micro-expressions. Micro-expressions are those brief, involuntary facial expressions that flash across someone's face before they have a chance to control them. Even though they last only a fraction of a second, these expressions can reveal a lot. For example, when someone's truly happy, they get those little crow's feet wrinkles around their eyes, and their cheeks might raise a bit. If you're looking for a surprise, you'll often see someone's eyes widen quickly, and their eyebrows might lift just slightly. Disgust, on the other hand, is pretty obvious. It's usually shown with a scrunched up nose or maybe an upper lip that's pulled up, almost like they're smelling something bad. Recognizing these micro-expressions takes a little practice, but once you start seeing them, it's like discovering a whole new layer of communication. And let's not forget about smiles. Not all smiles are created equal. There's a big difference between a genuine smile and one that's just polite. A real smile, often called a Duchenne smile, engages both the mouth and the eyes. You'll see those little wrinkles around the eyes, and that's when you know the happiness is genuine. But if the smile is just polite, it might only involve the mouth, without any engagement from the eyes. It's usually more reserved and doesn't last as long. The eyebrows are also surprisingly expressive. Raised eyebrows can show surprise, curiosity, or sometimes even skepticism, depending on the context. But when someone furrows their brows, it usually means they're concentrating, concerned, or maybe a little frustrated. Now let's talk about mirroring. Have you ever noticed that when people are engaged in a conversation, they start copying each other's gestures, posture, or even speech rhythm? This is called mirroring, and it's a natural sign of connection. When people feel comfortable with each other, they unconsciously start to mirror each other's movements. It's almost like their bodies are saying, "I get you, we're in sync." When you see someone subtly copying your movements, it's often a sign they're interested and feel comfortable around you. If you cross your legs and they cross theirs shortly after, or if you lean forward and they do the same, it's a good indication of mutual engagement. Sometimes people even start to match each other's tone, pace, or volume in conversation. It's amazing how these small synchronizations can build rapport without a single word about it. Mirroring can also be used intentionally if you're looking to build a connection with someone. By subtly matching the other person's posture or gestures, you can create a subconscious feeling of connection. Just remember, the key is subtlety. If you overdo it, it can come off as forced or even a little strange, which can have the opposite effect. And here's something interesting. If someone suddenly breaks mirroring or changes their body language dramatically, say they pull back or cross their arms when they were open a moment ago, it could signal a shift in their feelings, maybe even discomfort or disagreement. Watching these changes gives you a real-time sense of how the conversation is going, often without them having to say a word. All right, we've talked about body language, but another crucial part of mind reading is listening, not just hearing words, but tuning into the emotions and intentions behind them. Deep listening is one of the most overlooked skills when it comes to understanding people. Sometimes the words themselves only scratch the surface of what someone's trying to communicate. To get the full picture, You need to go beyond words and listen to everything around them. Let's explore what it means to truly listen and how paying attention to details like tone, pauses, and even silence can reveal things that words alone can't. First up, let's talk about active listening. This might sound straightforward, but you'd be surprised how many people don't listen with full focus. When you're truly listening, you're not just waiting for your turn to speak. You're fully present, absorbing what the other person is saying without jumping in with your thoughts or solutions. It's about being there with them in that moment. One way to practice active listening is by reflecting on what the other person has said. This doesn't mean you repeat every word, but rather summarize or rephrase their main points. For example, if someone is sharing a problem they're facing, you might say, "So it sounds like you're feeling frustrated because..." This not only shows them that you're listening, but it also helps you clarify any misunderstandings. Silence can be incredibly powerful in a conversation. Often when there's a pause, we feel the need to fill it, but sometimes it's better to leave it there. Pauses give the other person a chance to gather their thoughts or share something deeper. Moments of silence often encourage people to open up more than they would otherwise. Try this in your conversations. When someone pauses or hesitates, don't jump in right away. Let the silence sit. You might be surprised by what they share next, as that pause gives them space to express more openly. Listening isn't just about words, it's also about tone. The way something is said can completely change its meaning. Take, for instance, the phrase, "I'm fine." Depending on the tone, it can mean they're genuinely fine, or it can mean they're anything but fine. Pay attention to variations in pitch, volume, and even pace. If someone's speaking in a lower tone than usual, they might be feeling down or introspective. If their voice is raised and quick, it could mean they're excited or maybe anxious. When listening, tune in to these emotional tones. They often reveal what's going on beneath the surface, and if you sense a disconnect between what's being said and how it's being said, that's often a sign that there's something more beneath the words. Asking questions is a big part of listening, but the type of question matters. Instead of jumping in with closed questions that lead to yes or no answers, try open-ended questions that encourage the person to share more. Instead of asking, "Are you okay?" you might ask, "What's on your mind?" Open-ended questions allow for richer, more honest responses. Another powerful approach is asking clarifying questions. This means gently digging deeper into something they said. For instance, if someone mentions they're feeling overwhelmed, you could ask, "What part of this situation feels the most challenging?" Or, "How does this usually affect you?" These questions show genuine curiosity and help the person feel heard, often leading them to open up even more. One of the hardest parts of deep listening is holding back judgment. Sometimes, when people share something challenging or personal, our instinct is to judge or offer solutions right away. But to understand someone fully, it's essential to listen with an open mind. Practicing non-judgmental listening allows people to feel safe enough to open up without fear of being criticized. To do this, try focusing on their emotions and experiences rather than forming opinions. Instead of thinking about how you'd react or what advice you'd give, try to place yourself in their shoes. This creates a supportive space where the person feels truly understood, which is incredibly valuable in any conversation. Now here's a subtle but powerful point: knowing when to listen and when to speak. Sometimes people don't need advice or even a response. They just need someone to be there, listening. It's easy to think that we're helping by offering solutions, but often the best support we can give is simply being present and validating their feelings. If you're not sure what's needed, you can even ask, "Would it help if I just listen, or would you like some feedback?" This simple question respects their needs and allows them to guide the conversation, which helps them feel understood and supported. Listening beyond words can completely change how you understand people. It's more than just hearing. It's picking up on the subtle cues in tone, the emotions behind pauses, and the openness created by thoughtful, non-judgmental questions. When you practice this level of listening, you're not just hearing what's being said, you're understanding the meaning behind it. Remember, conversations aren't just about exchanging words, they're opportunities to connect on a deeper level, to show that you're there for someone in a way that truly matters. So next time you're in a conversation, try tuning into these hidden aspects of listening. You might be surprised by how much more you understand and how much more meaningful your connections become. Up until now, we've covered body language and listening, two powerful ways to understand people better. But there's another essential skill for mind reading, and that's empathy. Empathy allows us to feel what others are feeling, to see things from their perspective, and as a result to understand their emotions on a deeper level. And from empathy comes intuition, an almost instinctual way of sensing what someone is going through without them needing to say it. When we practice empathy, we're essentially tuning into another person's emotional world. This isn't about guessing thoughts, but rather about opening ourselves to the unspoken emotions behind someone's actions or words. It's about feeling with them, not just for them. Let's explore how practicing empathy and building intuition can transform how you understand others. Empathy starts with one simple principle: putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Imagine you're going through what they're going through, feeling what they're feeling. For example, if a friend is visibly stressed about an upcoming presentation, empathy means thinking about how you'd feel in that situation. It's not about what you think of their stress or whether you think they should be stressed, but about connecting with the emotions they're experiencing. One way to practice empathy is by recognizing shared experiences. Let's say your friend just moved to a new city and feels overwhelmed. Even if you haven't moved recently, you can recall a time when you felt out of place or uncomfortable in a new situation. This connection makes empathy easier, as you're tapping into your own experiences to understand theirs. Another technique is to validate their feelings. A simple statement like, "That sounds challenging," or "I can see why you're feeling that way," acknowledges their experience without judging or minimizing it. When we validate others, it tells them that their feelings are seen and respected, creating a space where they feel safe to express more. Sometimes, empathy requires more than just silently understanding. This is where active empathy comes in, showing that you're connecting with their feelings by responding with genuine concern and care. This could mean checking in later on or offering a listening ear without waiting for them to reach out first. Active empathy is especially helpful in close relationships because it goes beyond understanding to taking supportive action. When someone knows you're not just empathizing but genuinely caring, it strengthens the bond and creates an atmosphere of mutual support. Empathy also teaches us how to recognize common emotional cues, even when someone isn't being entirely open. For instance, if you notice someone clenching their jaw or speaking with a tense tone, these might be signs of anger or frustration, even if they're trying to keep it under control. Recognizing shared emotions allows you to pick up on these signals and respond in a way that acknowledges their feelings without them needing to explain everything. Think of it like emotional tuning. When we pay attention to how someone's behaving and tune into that emotional wavelength, we often sense things that words alone can't convey. If a friend says they're fine, but their tone and body language say otherwise, that's an opportunity to gently ask, "Are you sure? I'm here if you want to talk about it." Recognizing shared emotions is about being tuned in and attentive to what's underneath the surface. Now, let's talk about intuition, which is like empathy's cousin. Intuition is that instinctual sense you get about what someone's feeling, often without having solid evidence. It's when you just know something feels off, or when you can sense that a friend is struggling even before they say a word. Intuition is partly built through empathy, but it also comes from life experience and being observant over time. The more you pay attention to people's behaviors, body language, and emotional patterns, the sharper your intuition becomes. If you've seen someone withdraw before when they're upset, you may start noticing similar patterns in others. Sometimes you'll sense a change in someone's energy. Maybe they're quieter than usual, or they're not engaging the way they normally would. Intuition lets you pick up on these shifts, and while it's not always 100% accurate, it can be a powerful guide. If you sense something is wrong, it's okay to gently ask or offer your support. Most of the time, people will appreciate that you noticed. A great way to strengthen your intuition is to reflect on past experiences. Think of times when you sensed something was off with someone and later found out you were right. Over time, you'll learn to trust those instincts more. Trusting your intuition doesn't mean acting on every gut feeling. but rather allowing it to guide you in situations where you feel something important is being left unsaid. While empathy and intuition are powerful tools for connecting with others, it's essential to use them responsibly. This means respecting people's boundaries and not prying into matters they're not ready to share. If you sense that someone isn't ready to open up, the best way to support them is often by simply being there and letting them know you're available if and when they need you. Empathy isn't about pushing someone to talk, but about creating an environment where they feel safe to share. With intuition, remember that while it's powerful, it's also subjective. So avoid making assumptions and, whenever possible, let people express their feelings on their terms. Empathy and intuition are often what make us feel truly understood, and they're tools that everyone can develop. By practicing empathy, we connect with others on a deeper level, sharing their experiences and emotions. Through intuition, we pick up on the subtleties that words often miss. Together, empathy and intuition are the heart of mind reading, not because they reveal someone's exact thoughts, but because they allow us to feel alongside them. With these skills, you're not just learning to read people, you're learning to understand them in a way that brings you closer, building trust and strengthening relationships. So, the next time you're with someone, try leaning into empathy. Imagine yourself in their position, tune into the energy they're bringing into the room, and pay attention to any subtle signals they're sending out. You might be surprised by just how much more you pick up, even without them saying a word. Now that we've covered body language, listening, empathy, and intuition, let's dive into the concept of mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness means staying present and aware in the moment, and it's an incredible tool for understanding others. Often we're so caught up in our thoughts and emotions that we miss the subtle signals people are giving us. Mindfulness helps us tune in more clearly, noticing small shifts in behavior, energy, and expression that might otherwise pass us by. When you're mindful, you're fully present with the other person, not distracted by your thoughts or worries. This presence allows you to pick up on subtle cues, like a slight hesitation, a change in tone, or a flicker of discomfort in their expression. Mindfulness enhances your perception, making it possible to read people in a more genuine, accurate way. One of the most powerful ways to use mindfulness is to stay fully present in conversations. Often we're only half listening because our minds are busy thinking about what to say next, or we're distracted by other things going on around us. Mindfulness, though, is all about letting go of those distractions and bringing your full attention to the moment. Here's a simple technique to try. Before a conversation begins, take a few deep breaths to ground yourself. Focus on the other person as they speak and resist the urge to think about your response right away. Just listen, fully absorbing what they're saying. When you give your full attention to someone, they can feel it. It makes the conversation feel more authentic, and they're more likely to open up and trust you. Mindfulness is also about not getting lost in your own emotions or judgments. If the person says something that triggers you, try to observe that reaction without letting it take over. Let the feeling pass and stay focused on what they're communicating. This way, you're less likely to misunderstand or project your feelings onto them. Mindfulness allows you to notice subtle shifts in behavior that might signal something important. For example, if someone's tone suddenly becomes softer or they seem to pull back physically, these could be signs of discomfort or uncertainty. Being mindful in these moments helps you pick up on these changes without overthinking or making assumptions. You're simply observing what's happening in real time. When you notice a change like this, it can be an opportunity to respond with empathy. You might gently ask, "Is everything okay?" or offer them a way out if they seem uncomfortable. Mindful observation means you're staying tuned into their state of mind, not to judge but to be supportive. Another example could be if you're in a group setting and one person suddenly becomes quiet. If you're mindful, you might pick up on this subtle shift, maybe noticing that they're withdrawing or feeling left out. By tuning into these small changes, you can take steps to bring them back into the conversation, showing that you genuinely care. A big part of mindfulness is learning to observe without reacting right away. Non-reactive observation is a powerful way to read people because it lets you take in all the information before making any assumptions. For example, If someone makes a comment that seems critical or harsh, a reactive response might be to defend yourself or counter their point. But with mindful observation, you let the comment sit, giving yourself a moment to consider what might be motivating it. Sometimes people say things they don't fully mean or act out of their stress or frustration. When you're non-reactive, you allow them space, which can sometimes lead to them clarifying or softening their stance. This approach can also help de-escalate conflicts, as you're not immediately reacting, but rather observing and understanding the full context. To practice non-reactive observation, try taking a pause whenever you feel an emotional response starting to build. A simple deep breath can make all the difference, giving you a chance to process what you're seeing and hearing before you respond. This pause often gives you a clearer, more balanced perspective, which helps you read situations with less bias. When you're fully present and mindful in conversations, people naturally feel more comfortable around you. Mindfulness creates a space where others feel heard and understood, which is the foundation for trust. This presence often encourages people to share more openly, because they sense that you're genuinely interested and supportive, not distracted or judgmental. Imagine you're talking with a friend who's going through a tough time. By practicing mindfulness, you're able to pick up on small cues in their body language and tone, showing them that you're fully tuned in to what they're sharing. This presence alone can be incredibly comforting, often more impactful than any advice you might give. Mindfulness helps you connect with people in a way that's calm and accepting, which in turn makes them feel safe and valued. This connection goes a long way in building stronger, more meaningful relationships. Here are a few mindfulness exercises to help you become more aware in conversations and better at reading people's subtle cues. 1. Body scan before interactions. Before entering a conversation, take a quick moment to scan your body and notice any tension or emotions you're carrying. Releasing these distractions will help you be more present with the other person. 2. Breathing and listening. Practice focusing on your breath during conversations. This doesn't mean ignoring the person, but simply anchoring your awareness in the present. When you feel fully engaged in the moment, it becomes easier to notice small changes in your behavior or tone. 3. Mindful reflection. After a conversation, take a few minutes to reflect on any subtle cues you noticed. Consider how the person's tone, body language, and choice of words made you feel, and whether those feelings might reveal something about their mind. 4. Empathy. Whenever you sense someone might be feeling something they're not saying outright, take a moment to imagine yourself in their situation. This empathetic approach helps you connect more deeply with what they might be experiencing. By practicing these exercises, you'll gradually develop a heightened awareness that makes it easier to read people's emotions and intentions. The goal of mindfulness isn't to analyze every detail, but to remain open and receptive to the cues people naturally give off. Mindfulness isn't just a way to reduce stress or improve focus. It's a key tool in understanding others. When we're present and aware, we naturally pick up on details that help us read the emotions, needs, and intentions of those around us. It allows us to see people as they truly are, beyond the masks they might wear or the words they choose to say. So, as you go about your daily interactions, try bringing mindfulness into your conversations. Focus fully on the person in front of you, noticing the subtle cues that often go overlooked. Over time, you'll find that this mindful approach not only improves your ability to read people, but also deepens your connections with them in a way that feels natural and meaningful. So, we've covered some powerful techniques to understand people better, from body language and listening to empathy and mindfulness. But with any skill that involves understanding others deeply, it's crucial to use these abilities ethically. Mind reading, as we've been calling it, is less about decoding someone's private thoughts and more about building meaningful connections. This means respecting boundaries, using empathy to support others, and ensuring that these skills are used to benefit, not manipulate. Let's look at a few guidelines on how to use these skills responsibly and how to create trust rather than crossing boundaries. Respect is at the heart of ethical people reading. When we understand others, it's easy to feel like we have insight into their lives. But it's essential to remember that no matter how much we sense, everyone has the right to privacy and emotional space. If you notice a friend or colleague is struggling, but they're not ready to share, respect their choice. You can offer your support or let them know you're there if they want to talk, but avoid pressing them for details. It's okay to gently ask if they're okay, but if they don't want to talk, honor that boundary. Showing respect means giving them the control to decide what they're comfortable sharing. This respect builds trust and makes them more likely to open up when they're ready. One of the biggest ethical pitfalls with people reading skills is the temptation to use them to influence or manipulate others. It's natural to want people to like us or to be persuasive, but it's essential to avoid using these skills to push others toward outcomes they haven't chosen themselves. For example, if you sense that someone is feeling unsure about a decision, it might be tempting to use that knowledge to sway them in a direction that benefits you. But ethical use of mind-reading skills means prioritizing their needs over your own. Instead of steering them, be a supportive listener or a sounding board, allowing them to make their own choices. When you're transparent and supportive, people sense your authenticity and are more likely to trust you. An essential part of ethical people reading is respecting consent. Just because you can pick up on someone's discomfort or hidden emotions doesn't mean you have to act on it. If you notice a friend seems off, offer them a chance to share by asking, "Is something on your mind, or would you like to talk about it?" But if they say they're okay, take them at their word. Remember, just because you've noticed a feeling doesn't mean it's your responsibility to solve it for them. Sometimes, people need space to process things on their own, and it's respectful to allow them that. Consent means giving people the choice to share or keep things private without pressure. Empathy is one of the most valuable people-reading tools we have, but it's also important to use it for connection, not control. When you empathize with someone, the goal should be to understand and support them, not to shape their behavior or responses. For instance, if you sense that someone is feeling nervous, it can be helpful to provide reassurance. But if you use that empathy to manipulate them into agreeing with you or going along with your ideas, it crosses an ethical line. Empathy is a gift that can strengthen your relationships when used with care. It allows people to feel genuinely seen and understood, which is incredibly valuable. Always aim to use empathy as a way to support others in feeling safe and respected. One of the best ways to use your people reading skills ethically is to encourage open, honest communication. Instead of assuming you know what someone's feeling, ask them. Let them know that you're interested in their perspective and that they're safe to express themselves fully around you. For example, you could say, "I've noticed you seem a bit quieter than usual. If there's anything on your mind, I'm here to listen." This approach gives them the choice to share, reinforcing that your interest is genuine. When people feel they can communicate openly, it removes any need for guesswork or hidden agendas. Honest communication is the foundation for healthy relationships and ensures that you're using your people reading skills in a way that benefits everyone involved. At its core, people reading is about understanding others in a way that enhances your relationships. By focusing on respect, consent, and empathy, you ensure that these skills are used ethically. Remember, the purpose of these abilities is to build trust and create meaningful connections, not to influence or control others. So, as you develop your people reading skills, keep these guidelines in mind. When you approach others with genuine care, respect their boundaries, and encourage open communication, you're using these skills responsibly and in a way that truly benefits everyone. Throughout this video, we've explored the art of mind reading, not in a supernatural sense, but as a way to understand people more deeply. From body language and listening techniques to empathy, intuition, and mindfulness, you now have several powerful tools to enhance your awareness of others. When we pay close attention, we can learn so much about someone's emotional state, their intentions, and even their unspoken needs. Let's quickly recap what we've covered. 1. Body language fundamentals. We explored how posture, eye contact, facial expressions, and mirroring can reveal a lot about what someone's feeling. 2. The art of listening beyond words. Listening actively, tuning into tone, and observing pauses allows us to hear more than just words. 3. Empathy and intuition. By stepping into another person's shoes and trusting our instincts, we can connect with their emotions on a deeper level. 4. Mindfulness in social situations. Staying present helps us notice subtle shifts in behavior and mood, creating a sense of calm understanding. 5. Ethical use of people-reading skills. We discussed the importance of using these skills with respect, focusing on connection and support rather than control. Now that you've got a solid foundation, here are a few practical tips to start integrating these people-reading skills into your daily life. 1. Observe without judging. Next time you're in a conversation, focus on observing the other person's non-verbal cues without jumping to conclusions. Practice simply noticing and reflecting on what they might be feeling. 2. Practice deep listening. Try active listening by giving the other person your full attention, reflecting back their words, and avoiding interruptions. You'll be surprised by how much more you pick up. 3. Be present. Before you enter a conversation, take a moment to ground yourself. Let go of distractions and focus on being fully present. This helps you notice the smaller, subtle shifts that often reveal true emotions. 4. Check your intentions. Each time you use these skills, ask yourself if you're coming from a place of genuine care and connection. This ensures you're using these insights ethically and building trust with those around you. People reading isn't just about becoming more perceptive, it's about building stronger, more authentic relationships. When you use these skills with empathy and respect, you're not only helping others feel understood, but you're also bringing more honesty and connection into your life. Imagine how these skills can help you support friends during tough times, make meaningful connections at work, or simply feel more in tune with the people around you. Understanding others is a skill that makes a real difference in the quality of our relationships. It helps us see beyond words and connect on a human level. As you practice these techniques, remember that the goal isn't to uncover secrets, but to appreciate each person's unique experience and provide a safe, supportive space for them to be themselves. If you're excited to start using these skills, let me know in the comments which technique you're going to try first. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more insights on understanding yourself and others. And of course, feel free to share this video with friends who might want to develop their people reading skills too. Together we can build a more understanding and connected world. Thanks for watching, and remember, every interaction is a chance to practice empathy, presence, and respect. Here's to understanding others and ourselves a little better each day.